Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're inside again today to talk about another chicken breed. We do love talking about chicken breeds and seeing all the different types of chickens that are out there for you to possibly include on your farm. Today I would like to talk about Marans. You've probably heard about Black Copper Marans. They're very popular in backyard flocks, but that is only one color of the beautiful Maran breed. The Marans were developed in the 1920s in a town called Meran in France, so they are of French origin. They originally had lightly feathered legs, and today some lines still have lightly feathered legs, and other lines have clean legs. So whether your Marans have feathers or not on their legs really depends on the line they came from. So before you buy hatching eggs or chicks, double check that there are feathers or no feathers on the legs of the parents, because it does matter if you're intending to show your birds. So in general, in Europe, most of Europe, if you're going to show your Marans, they should have clean shanks, no feathers. In the US, in most of the US, for most associations, if you are going to show your Marans, they need to have feathers on their legs. So it entirely depends where you're showing and which association you're showing with. So before you go and invest money into hatching eggs, chicks, or even adults, double check the association you might want to show in, because you want to know for sure that you are getting a variety of Maran that is showable in your area. The same rule applies with color, by the way. Not all colors of Marans are showable in every association. Double check before you invest the money, because Marans can be a little expensive. So there are a ton of colors, like I mentioned, some accepted, some not. And some of the colors that you can find are your black, your cuckoos. Now, cuckoo can come in 3 different color varieties. They might be dark, they might be silver, they might be gold, equally beautiful. You can get buffs. You can get the Black Copper Maran, like I've mentioned. You can get a blue Copper Maran. You can get Birchins, Wheatens, Columbians. There's lots of different colors for this bird. So again, double check your association. You want to absolutely make sure that you are not getting a bird that you can't show if you're interested in showing. And if you are going to sell chicks or hatching eggs, make sure you tell your buyers that my strain of Copper Marans doesn't have feathers on the legs, just for full disclosure, so you don't have annoyed buyers later. Because again, both feathered legs and non-feathered legs can be purebred. It just depends on the strain and which show line you're working with. Okay, so just double check and let your buyers know which strain you have. So these guys are a good meat bird, but they tend to be used more for eggs. So they're fine. They're a fine dual-purpose breed. You can absolutely use them for eggs if you want to, and you can absolutely use them for meat if you want to. They are popular for eggs because they lay these super dark brown eggs. Okay, they basically lay the darkest chicken egg that you can get, because no chicken lays black eggs. Some people are going to come at me, there's no chicken that lays black eggs. I know some people think a chicken lays black eggs. That's actually people pulling the wool over your eyes. Those are duck eggs. Okay? There's no chicken that lays black eggs. So the Marans lay the darkest chicken egg that you can get. And because they are so dark and so beautiful, they are really valued in backyard flocks. So if you are going to breed Copper Marans and you're going to breed them for selling the eggs or the chicks, you will probably have a decent market for it. When you are breeding your Copper Marans or your Wheaten Marans or whatever color you have, the color's not as important. A lot of people want black copper, but any color can lay the dark eggs. But any color that you have could lay those really, really dark eggs. When you are going to hatch your eggs, pick the darkest eggs you have to hatch to help encourage that dark, rich color. A little bit of warning, those dark, super dark Maran eggs, they are a little bit harder to hatch than the lighter colored Maran eggs, but it is worth it because the whole point of that Maran is to have that really rich, deep, chocolatey color egg. And breeders today are working at getting that color even deeper. And the way to do that is to select the darkest eggs out of your egg selection and hatch those and then breed those babies. So over time, your eggshells just get darker and darker and darker, and that's what buyers want to see. That's what everyone wants to see. Those copper Maran eggs, the beauty of those eggs as they sit in those egg trays is just gorgeous. And I personally love to have Maran eggs in my selection just because it's a little different. They are so dark. I like having that dark blue, the dark brown. Sorry, they're not blue. But I like having the dark brown with the blues and with the lighter browns and with the whites and the greens. So the Maran eggs just add another dimension to the beauty of our eggs that are available. And that's one of the reasons backyard flocks often include Marans, because they want those deep colored eggs. And if you have extra hens, they're always easy to sell because people want laying hens that lay those dark eggs. So absolutely do get yourself a pair of these guys. They are really friendly birds and they free range quite well. They don't love being confined, but they can tolerate it. So they're really a friendly kind of breed, easy to have around your kids. Are they a silky? No, they're not as nice as a silky, but they are an easy breed to have around. They're fairly pleasant, and they're a beautiful breed to look at, regardless of the color. They're still quite stunning. So they're definitely worth adding to your backyard flock. I highly encourage you to see if you can't get a couple of hens at least, just for those dark colored eggs. But that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about the Maran and get a couple of those birds. We'll see you tomorrow.